What's up, guys? Happy Friday. Welcome back to another episode of BlockHash Exploring the Blockchain, episode 271. Today, we have a awesome DeFi project called Orb Collective. The CEO, Jeremy, on the show today to talk about it and what they are doing in the space. Jeremy, welcome to the show, man. How you doing?
Great. Thanks, Brandon.
Yeah, pleasure to have you. I'm excited to talk more about what you guys are doing. Before we do, tell me a bit more about yourself. What's your story? How did you end up in the space? Was there anything in particular that made you want to be a part of the wonderful world of blockchain and crypto?
Sure. So I've been an entrepreneur since a very young age. Um, Before getting into crypto, I co-founded my first tech company in the advertising ad tech space. And actually, while I was building that startup, I discovered Bitcoin in 2012. Was super intrigued. Um, just kind of really dove into the rabbit hole head first. And um, throughout the time that I was building that startup for about 4 years, which eventually got acquired, and then started a second one, crypto was like a really deep like side passion for me that not a lot of, I mean, almost really no one in my day-to-day life really understood or cared about. So I just kind of mainly kept to myself and went to some random meetups from time to time, Bitcoin meetups, Ethereum meetups, in LA where I was living. Um, and yeah, so after I exited my second startup, which was in the I'd say digital wellness space, I felt that it was time to kind of go full-time crypto. Um, Started investing more seriously under my firm, which is called Immutable Capital. And through my research on the investment side, I discovered Balancer as a new DeFi protocol that I found just really mind blowing. So I reached out to the team and I eventually joined the team as head of growth. And that was about 2 years ago, 2020, in the fall of 2020. And yeah, it's been an amazing ride ever since. Last month, I transitioned into a new company called Orb Collective, um, which is a service provider to the Balancer DAO. From the time that I started at Balancer, Balancer has evolved immensely and really has decentralized the way the ecosystem looks. So today, Balancer is supported by multiple separate independent entities. Orb Collective is a growth team. We do marketing, business development, technical integrations, design, and people ops work for the Balancer ecosystem. And yeah, I'm honored to lead that team.
Awesome. What was it that made you so enticed to be a part of Balancer in the first place? What made it stand out to you or made it so special that you want to be a part of it?
Yeah, I would say a few things. One is the idea of, at that early point in DeFi, I was really intrigued by the idea of automated portfolio management in DeFi, um, and using automated strategies to generate yield um, in a passive way. And there were a couple of projects that were kind of knocking on that door and exploring that space. But when I read the details about how the Balancer protocol is designed and how it works, I realized that this thing could be the biggest protocol in DeFi, because of the flexibility and customizability of the design of the protocol and the number of different use cases that can be built and that can emerge from different configurations of liquidity pools on Balancer, I was just like truly mind blown. And not only was I first was looking at it as an investor, but I quickly felt like I needed to be more involved, hands-on, and like really help build this thing. So that's been a pleasure and an honor to be involved, and happy to actually explain more about what the Balancer protocol is if your audience may not be completely familiar.
Yeah, before we dive in more deeply into Orb Collective, give us a bit of an overview of Balancer, in kind of what it is in a nutshell.
Sure. So Balancer is really three things. It's an automated market maker, which lends itself to as a decentralized exchange. So traders use Balancer to exchange one crypto asset for another. It's an automated portfolio manager. So crypto investors essentially deposit assets into Balancer liquidity pools where they earn a passive yield for market making. And the third thing, which is the thing that I'm most passionate and excited about, is that it's a platform for developers. I think that from the early moments of DeFi to today, one thing that has become clear to me is that AMMs are a core primitive for DeFi. And for teams that are building a wide range of different products and services on the blockchain in the DeFi space, there is some need somewhere within the functionality of their application to be able to swap one asset for another. And because of that, the liquidity pool is this core infrastructural piece that DeFi developers need to easily plug into the back end of their products. So I think Balancer, what excites me most about Balancer is that you can configure liquidity pools on Balancer in so many different ways, which lends them to so many different types of use cases and products. And as a developer, it's really it's a dream to have that infrastructure available to you without having to build all of that yourself, and to have that access to liquidity very quickly. And that's been a big reason for the growth of the project so far.
Awesome. What separates Orb Collective a bit more from Balancer? What kind of things are you guys working on in particular?
Sure. Yeah. And like, I think another thing that's really cool about Balancer is that we're a very forward-thinking community, and from day one, we felt very strongly about reaching a point of full decentralization. So last month, we took a huge step in that direction with the formation of multiple new entities within the Balancer ecosystem that are service providers to the Balancer DAO. And that includes Orb Collective. So Orb Collective is a team of 15 people. We have super talented people in the areas of design, business development, technical integrations, marketing, people ops. And we're here to scale the global utilization of the Balancer protocol. The Balancer DAO has put their trust in our team to help realize that vision. I think that for any DeFi protocol, for any crypto protocol, really, there's a interdependent relationship between building the core protocol and growing and spreading that technology. You really need both sides in order to find success in the long term. And so we view ourselves as multipliers of the Balancer protocol and ecosystem. Not that we see ourselves as the only ones. I personally envision a continuously growing ecosystem where many different individuals and teams will provide services and contribute to Balancer in different ways, and that's already true, and I think that'll continue to be increasingly true. But today, yeah, that's something that is a responsibility that we're honored and take very seriously to have.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's great to know you guys have such a strong ecosystem there with all that support. Really important for growth, going forward for any kind of project. I know one of the biggest things you guys are doing is automated portfolio management or having an automated portfolio manager. Can you explain a bit more how that works, as it's for like investors, right? Or people that are, trading or investing in digital assets, more or less?
Yeah, exactly. So first, to give more of an explanation of this AMM primitive, the automated market maker. So in an AMM is comprised of pools of liquidity pools. And all that means is it's a smart contract that many different people can deposit their tokens into. And that smart contract acts as a trading pool that any trader can access when they're trading like token A for token B. So if there's a ETH DAI pool on Balancer, trader who holds ETH can trade that for DAI. But where does that DAI come from? It comes from liquidity providers, investors who are putting their funds into that pool and generating a passive yield for doing so. So it's an automated portfolio manager in the sense that you are putting your crypto assets somewhere where they can generate a yield for you, and it's kind of a set and forget type of system. And B, you can actually build balancer pools that have specific weights. They have custom specific weights for the assets that are held in the pool. So if I would like to maintain a portfolio that is 25% ETH, 25% BTC or WBTC, and 50% stablecoin, for example, there's a pool on Balancer that I can deposit into. I can deposit each of those assets proportionally into that pool, and it will automatically rebalance itself constantly in order to maintain that allocation percentage. So this is in traditional finance, this is a service that people actually pay firms to do for them, to keep their portfolio balanced as prices move. And on Balancer, not only are you not paying anyone to do that for you, you're actually getting paid, because you're helping to power the AMM by putting capital into it, and you're earning a yield in return for that. And as a result, you have an automatically rebalancing portfolio, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah, I noticed that is really, really cool, especially for yields, right? Like you're trying to earn like a certain yield and then it can rebalance and readjust automatically.
Yep, exactly. I mean, crypto markets are constantly moving. Whatever your percentages might have been 5 minutes ago can be completely different now. So having that done in an automated fashion is ideal.
How much money do you think that saves people? If you have an actual portfolio manager, they do it for a fee on top of many other fees, probably. Do you guys have like a rough idea of how much that actually saves people in terms of time and money?
Absolutely. I mean, that totally depends on the size of your portfolio. And some of the users of Balancer are hedge funds, investment funds, money managers, people who are managing, large sums of money. And, depending on how big your portfolio is, you could be saving millions, you could be spending hundreds of thousands of dollars. It could be a real game changer.
No, that's really cool. What are some of the incentives in the ecosystem? I know that there's a BAL token. I don't know if does that go with Orb Collective and what you guys are doing there as well, or how does it like fit into the ecosystem? I guess is the better question.
Yeah, BAL is the governance token of the Balancer protocol and ecosystem, and BAL is used in what's called the VE-BAL system, the vote escrow system, where BAL holders lock their BAL in the 80-20 BAL ETH liquidity pool on Balancer. When you provide liquidity to that pool or any pool, you receive a pool token, a BPT, that represents your ownership in that pool. And if you take that pool token and you lock it into the VE-BAL system, I think if you go to balancer.fi/VEBAL, VEBAL, you can see how that works. It's pretty easy. Then you have voting power in Balancer DAO, and you are entitled to a percentage of protocol fees that are generated by Balancer, by the Balancer exchange. So every time a swap is made on Balancer, the trader pays a small fee, and that fee is distributed 25% to the DAO and 75% to VE-BAL holders. So VE-BAL is essentially an asset that generates yield, a yield-bearing asset, and it's also a governance token that is used to vote on, make proposals and vote on decisions in the Balancer DAO.
Got it. Another thing I noticed that I thought was really interesting for traders, there's something called a smart order router that supposedly helps them find the best prices for trading. Is that for trading on spot or with certain things? And then is that really dependent on liquidity available in the liquidity pool? Can you talk about that a little bit as well?
Yeah, so the SOR or Smart Order Router is one of the really innovative features of Balancer. And what it does is that when you enter a trade, the SOR will look across all of the liquidity pools on Balancer, and it will find the most efficient route for you to get the tokens that you're wanting to receive through this trade for the best possible price. And it's designed to make trades across multiple pools simultaneously, because there can be multiple pools that contain a certain asset that you're trading for. And it might be the case that the best way for you to do that is to get 20% of your trade fulfilled by pool A, and the other 80% through pool B, or there could be multiple pools involved. Additionally, Balancer has a deep partnership with Cow Protocol, the Cow Swap project. And through that integration, you can trade on Balancer gaslessly. So you don't have to spend any ETH to make a trade. You can actually just pay for the gas fee in the token that you're trading. And you're protected against MEV, against sandwich attacks, so that you can ensure that you're getting the best price, and you're getting the price that you're expecting to get.
Got it. If someone wanted to get set up and they wanted to start trading, they want to start investing using, the platform, what's the best way for them to do so?
So all you need is a Web3 wallet. MetaMask is a popular option, but there are many others as well. And if you go to balancer.fi, or specifically app.balancer.fi, you can trade right away. You connect your wallet and you're ready to go. You can provide liquidity, you can make a trade. And if you're a developer, you should definitely check out our docs, docs.balancer.fi, and connect with our team, because we love helping other teams, use our tech and maximize the value that they can get from it.
Is it primarily based around the Ethereum network and ecosystem, or is this across other blockchains as well?
So yeah, Balancer is native to the Ethereum blockchain. It's also been deployed to Polygon, Arbitrum, and Optimism. And there's also a version of Balancer on the Phantom blockchain. And we will be rolling out soon to Gnosis Chain and ZK Sync.
Okay, got it. What's on your roadmap? What's coming up? I know those are, some of the things, but what are you guys most excited for that you want people to be aware of that they should keep an eye on, coming up either this year or going into next year?
Yeah, so two products that we're working really hard on right now are boosted pools and managed pools. And these are different pool types on Balancer that basically have different superpowers, you could say. In a boosted pool is able to simultaneously hold tokens inside of the pool and lend them outside of Balancer to maximize the yield that a liquidity provider can receive. So when you provide liquidity into a boosted pool as an investor, you generate yield from the fees, from the swap fees that pool receives or generates. And at the same time, your tokens can be deposited into Aave and earn whichever yield is available on Aave at the current moment. And have the combination of those two sources of yield at the same time. It's a pretty awesome innovation. We launched the first boosted pool in partnership with Aave, something that our two teams worked really closely on for a while. And today we're seeing that this product is really about to take off because there are a lot of other teams that want to develop those types of integrations as well. So we'll have liquidity pools very soon that not only are lending to Aave, but are also lending their assets to other protocols that might have better optimized fees for different particular assets.
Okay, got it.
And the other managed pools are a really exciting new product that we think has major long-term potential. And I think a lot of teams and individuals are excited to use them. We haven't launched it yet. We're working in partnership with Index Co-op to launch the very first managed pool, which will serve as an index fund. Managed pools are designed to allow a pool controller, which is basically like a manager of a liquidity pool, to have the power to add and remove tokens from the pool. And when I say add and remove, I don't mean, deposit 100 of this token, withdraw 100 of that token. I mean, actually changing the assets that this pool is holding. So just as an index fund, like the S&P 500 must change on a regular basis because the list of companies that qualify for the S&P 500 changes, and the fund that manages that index has to be able to make those changes. On Balancer in a managed pool, that can happen as well. So the first product that Index Co-op is rolling out with us is a diversified staked ETH pool, which gives you a way to have diversified exposure to multiple different staked ETH derivative products, which is a way to spread risk and to generate yield from multiple different of those staking providers, rather than having kind of all your eggs in one basket. And as the market evolves, if there are new providers that release high quality products there, then those could potentially be also added into the index. And as an investor in the index, you'll just kind of be there already. So it really takes out a lot of the work and heavy lifting from an investor standpoint.
Got it. No, that sounds awesome. You guys got a lot of cool things coming up on the horizon. You guys are doing a lot of great things right now. Very impressed. Where can people go right now if they wanted to sign up, they wanted to learn more, and they wanted to connect their wallet and get going?
Yeah, so balancer.fi. And you can also follow us on Twitter at Balancer, for all the really exciting stuff that's going on with the project. It's almost hard to keep up, but it's amazing to see what's going on in the community. And you can also find me on Twitter at Immutable, which is spelled IMMUTBL.
Awesome. Guys, go check out Jeremy, give him a follow, check out Orb Collective, check out Balancer, make sure to like and subscribe to the video if you haven't already. It's amazing times we're living in, man. Very exciting stuff that you guys are doing. DeFi is a very exciting space. I'm sure you agree. Thank you for coming on the show and sharing all the information, helping educate people on what you guys are doing. You guys got a really good project and solution going on right now, man.
Thanks, Brandon. Appreciate it. It's very exciting to be on the cutting edge in DeFi. There's no more exciting thing that I could possibly be working on right now.
I agree. I love what DeFi is doing. It's very cutting edge in the space, especially around Web3. So best of luck to you guys. Good job. Take care, man. I'll talk to you soon.
Okay. Thanks.